Hello, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Shipyard Champions. Let's see, today's challenge is by Poliwhirl. Week 5 of Shipyard Champions, Season 4. The challenge for this week, a blaze of glory. The war is raging on, and the Grand Admiral has ordered the whole fleet out to meet the enemy armada spotted to the north. Unfortunately, this is not your battle. I guess I was replaced due to my overall poor performance. An enemy Modernized Dreadnought has somehow slipped by unnoticed and is now too close to our port for help to arrive in time before it can bombard us. Fortunately, we happen to still have an older Dreadnought still in port that was just recently pulled out of mothballs and awaiting a refit. Use this to go repel or delay the enemy. There also happens to be a couple of older training ships around that we might be able to call in at a possible cost if we're desperate enough. Good luck, Admirals. Range 10 to 15 kilometers. Weather any. Time any. Your forces year 1915. Nation free pick. I went with the US. Mandatory 1 battleship. No restrictions. Optional ships you may also bring. Crew must be set to cadets, and you will lose a point for every optional ship lost due to dragging the trainees into real combat. 1 heavy cruiser or light cruiser, or 2 DDs. Alright, enemy forces, year 1925, and 1 battleship. Optional challenge. You may take on the German dreadnought Eindringling for double your total score, made to be very challenging but doable, or you may take on the Japanese dreadnought Zangoku-sa for triple your total score, made with cruel intent, suggested only to those looking for a really hard challenge. So that's what I'm going with. That's why the enemy has been set to Japan. Scoring 3 points if you bring the enemy battleship down to 50% structural or survive 3 in-game hours, long enough for help to arrive from the main fleet. 1 point if you ram the enemy BB. Style points are important, lol. Or 2 points if I actually sink the enemy battleship. So if I sink it, those 3 points for damaging it will also be added. I asked about that. So we're fighting an enemy battleship. We're bringing 2 DDs along. Range 15,000 or 10,000 meters. That's kind of short. One of the reasons I was going with the US was because they have pretty good tower spottings for their battleships. Second only to Japan, but the enemy is Japan, so I cannot play as them. So yeah, going with the US. I still want that spotting to be worse. I want my DDs in close. So it's gonna be night. Not sure if I'm gonna go with Stormy though. Let's go with Overcast. Yeah. It's either overcast or cloudy. I always forget which. One of them adds a really annoying fog that covers the whole battlefield, and you can't see anything, and it looks ugly. The other one just adds clouds to the skybox. So I'm hoping that's it. Yeah, let's design our ships. There are no restrictions to my battleship. However, my DDs have to be crewed by cadets. Let's make it a kind of big battleship. Let's see, what's the best tower spotting I get? Giga Control Tower. Almost 8,000 meters. I think the Japanese battleship might have better tower spotting than that. In which case, we might want to make the ship a little bit smaller. But even if my tower spotting is not the best, I want to try and make my detectability not super high. if that makes sense. Let's see, speed. It should be kind of capable of going at some kind of speed. 14 funnel capacity, that is terrible. What's up with the absolutely horrible tower spottings here? See if we can bring that up. 58% engine efficiency. And it's not even a very fast ship. Let's go -3 on the beam. Suddenly the funnel doesn't fit. -2 then. How about you? Do you fit? There we go. Looks weird. But it's okay. 10,000 meter range, that is okay. That should last me the whole battle, even if we go out to 3 hours. Central line guns. Gonna have to go with the 13s. I do not want to be using Mark IIs. This whole funnel situation is starting to annoy me. New plan. We're not playing the United States. Austria-Hungary. Not gonna get quite the same tower spotting, but I can actually make a decent ship. Well, that's a ship from a previous challenge. What are you armed with? We're not playing with this ship though. We're gonna build something for this challenge specifically. And again, don't want to make it like super huge. -3, 24 knots is actually doable. So tower spotting not quite the same. 7,000 meters is not too bad. Just gonna make sure the detectability is lower than my spotting range, at least. I don't know exactly what the enemy battleship has, but it's probably has very good tower spotting, being a Japanese battleship. They do get those pagoda towers. Oh yeah, here we go. One funnel, all that is needed. That's so much nicer. So much easier to build a decent battleship on this. And I also have access to... wait, these 13-inch guns are only Mark II. With the Americans it was Mark III. And the 14's only Mark I. Okay, we're not playing as Austria-Hungary then. New plan again. Russia? Let's try Russia. A little bit of back and forth, but that's just how it is. Yeah, 7,000 tower spotting. That is kind of decent. Gonna check the main guns first. Yeah, Mark III and Mark II 14s. Decent, decent. So this is what we're going with. 24 knots, maybe 35,000. It only goes down to 36. That's okay. -3. Oil, gear turbines. Plop down a funnel. Now we're cooking. Now we're actually getting a decent boat. We're just sinking a single battleship. There are no escorting DDs or torpedo boats or anything like that. So I don't think I'm gonna bother with plenty of range. I don't think I'm gonna bother with secondary weapons. Although I've gotten burnt on that before, but hopefully this time it will be okay. You know, let's build the rest of the ship. Crook 4 is the best I can get. Citadel 3 is the best I can get. Increased AP. I can get tube powder. I can get TNT 2. Coincidence 3 is the best I can get. I do not need hydro. I do not even need radio. So far so good. Let's see, flash fire chance 4%. I can bring that down a little bit more, like so. Standard shells. We're fighting a single ship. I don't think I'm gonna run out of ammo. .5s. Length 41. 45. That is quite decent. Do I want to max them out further? I can probably fit another main gun turret here somewhere after I've done the armor. Yeah, I've got plenty of weight to play with. Seeing as we've reduced visibility by changing the weather, I don't think we're going to be fighting at such a long range that deck penetration is anything to worry about. So I'm just going to not worry about deck penetrations. I'm just gonna not worry about deck pens and save myself some weight. Okay. Can this go further back? It cannot go further back. if I move it further forwards, I can maybe fit another turret on the back here. Does not go further forwards than that. What's my detectability? 10,000 meters. If I go with a smaller secondary tower, and a smaller funnel, that fits there. It does not give me the capacity I need. That does. What are you on about now? Ugh. Annoying. This barbette does not fit. That barbette fits. Detectability, it's going up. That works. A little bit of a 4-weight offset. But overall it's not too terrible. Still have some weight to spare. Triple bottoms not available. Bitter anti-torp not available, but I also don't think it's needed. I guess I've got a couple thousand tons to play with for armor. Yeah, let's just armor the heck out of this boat. Why not, you know? Add some more on the main deck, because that tends to reduce pitch. Still 1,000 tons to play with. 18 main belt. I don't know what kind of main guns the Japanese battleship has. It might just be a fire spammer and all of this armor is just dead weight. .8 is the max for the turrets. What kind of reload time do I have? 45.9 seconds. If I make them heavy shells, 48 seconds. .53 seconds. Didn't really add that much to penetration, it just added to the reload. What am I gonna add now? Let's see. Detectability, still not terrible. Range has become worse. I wish this slider was like not a stepped slider, if that makes sense. 8,000 meters should be enough. No. You burn 6,000 getting to the battle. And then you burn 1,000 every hour. So if the battle is to last for 3 hours, which is how long I have to survive before reinforcements get here, I will be running out of fuel. I'm very close though. And just reduce that forebelt a little bit more, and presto, underweight and perfectly balanced. So that is my battleship. The there, I can pronounce that. DDs. DDs. Cadets. They have to be cadets. That's a requirement. I only have one DD hull. It does not fit most of these towers. It fits this one. 1800 tower spotting. It's terrible. I guess it's not too bad for DD. Can I reduce the beam without the tower just getting mad? 3.4. Can reduce the draft. I want these to get in close, dump their torpedoes, and get out. So their whole point is to not be seen, and if seen, do not get hit. Engine efficiency 300%. But I want the boats to be faster. Range, good enough. Oh yeah, they're gonna be faster. So is 39 doable? 38? 38. Big weight difference between 39 and 38. Guns, not really needed. I can put some guns here. Not in the way, hopefully. Let's see, how big can these torps be? 19-inch. I think fast torpedoes is fine. This doesn't really matter, because these are all about the torpedoes. I might even be able to fit another triple launcher. Auxiliary 2. I need to be kind of maneuverable. I do lose points if these sink. So they're just gonna have a little bit of armor to protect them from whatever secondary weapons are on that battleship. Can I fit a torpedo launcher on the bow? No. Not possible. There we go, that's the DD. Is it possible to make it a tiny bit faster? 38.5. No. It is not possible to make them a tiny bit faster. 38.3. 38.1. Yeah. Now, can I just make them generally smaller? Without shrinking the ship too much? There we go. Detectability, 3,000 meters. If I put on a smaller funnel, it doesn't make a huge difference in terms of +7 target signature, 7.5. Now it doesn't have enough range, so it's gonna run out of range and be on low fuel when the battle starts. 6,000 meters, that's just not enough. Yeah, that works. That does work. Let me just double check all my settings. One battleship, 2 DDs versus one battleship. I'm in 1915, enemy is in 1925. Starting range 15,000, weather overcast, and it is night. Very well, let's go. Zankokuza, so yeah, it's picking the right enemy ship. What is this monstrosity? Yes, I thought it's a big Japanese battleship with a pagoda tower. What kind of guns do you have? 12.5s. No secondaries. Decent range. Yeah, just gonna go down to cruising speed with my battleship. Lost sight. Okay, so we're not actually in spotting range. The game just sometimes at the start of the battle it seems like the game hasn't loaded in what kind of weather it is yet. So sometimes you do spot the enemy initially, even if you shouldn't. But at least that tells me exactly where the enemy ship is. And it also tells me that, yeah, we had the right kind of weather for the enemy not to spot us initially. What is my cruising speed on this? 14.2 knots. Let's get closer first. And I don't even have the RDF. There we go. My DDs are spotting the enemy battleship. Guns off. Smoke on. Detach. Yeah, lost one DD, that's unfortunate. Let's see, are you in firing range? 10 kilometers out. HE, no. Screw that, you're firing AP. Torpedoes didn't do that much damage to the battleship. Get some better angling here. Flat fires! Oh yes! Oh yes. Let's see, the enemy ship has been identified now. 15 main belt. And they are singles. 31 second reload. Stereoscopic 5. Oh, how many guns did I blow off? 1? Didn't make a huge difference to the ammunition. Bring the DD back in. And the enemy battleship has lost sight of the Marat. Was it becoming morning already? See, this is why I took notice of my detectability range. So that even if I'm guessing I don't have the same tower spotting as the enemy battleship. I'm pretty sure I don't. I think that big pagoda tower it has something like 9,000 spotting range, which is kind of the point of going with the Japanese battleship. Once you get those pagoda towers, you outspot so much. I think some of the very late game British towers have better spotting. Yeah, it's morning now. Why couldn't it have been like earlier at night? It's okay, we're going in with another torpedo run. The remaining DD. 4.8 kilometer torpedo range because they are fast torpedoes. Fuck. Well, that was that. That was minus points for the DDs. For losing them. I am outspotting the battleship, but only just. Only barely. I do not have a lot of deck penetration. Because I thought this would be a closer range battle. I didn't think it would be morning within the time the battle lasts. I've lost one main gun turret. I've taken out some main guns on the enemy ship too. Let's see, how many guns have I taken out? Taken out the one that exploded. As well as some of the wing turrets. We both have maxed out damage instability, but their accuracy is better to begin with. They are flooding more though. At least for now. I think we might have this. Yeah, we got it. Alright. Ah, I did not get a point for ramming. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was my that was my plan after expanding the torpedoes off my DDs. I would use one of them to ram the battleship to get one additional point. So, let's see, scoring. 3 points for sinking the battleship, 3 points for damaging it, plus 2 points for sinking it. That's 5 points. Do not get a point for ramming. You will lose a point for every optional ship lost due to dragging trainers into the real combat. Now, does the 2 DDs, it says here, does that count as one ship lost, same as one heavy cruiser or light cruiser? Or is it one for each DD? Because a DD doesn't have a lot of crew compared to a cruiser. So, anyway, I get a... where does it say? Triple your total score for the Japanese battleship. So I get either 3 or 4 points, depending on how many I lose for losing the DD. So that's either 9 or 12 points after the after tripling it. All right, yeah, that's my attempt at the challenge. It went easier than I feared. Actually, the mod got it done. I thought I was absolutely boned when I lost my DDs. and it became morning, which also kind of ruined my plan. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye, and take care.